Welcome back, everyone. My name is Triforce Addiction, and after 2 months of anticipation, for those of you guys who have been subscribed to this channel that long, it is finally time to have this, I guess, I can't really say goodbye video, but this is going to be more of a thank you video. So about 17 years ago, this fantastic game called Battle for Bikini Bottom was released to everyone. All the 90s kids that grew up with this game have just, we've been pretty much enjoying this for a long time. So pretty much every kid at the time who bought this game when it was first released was very excited to play it, and they loved the results. Like when I got my copy of the game during Christmas of 2003, I was completely blown away of how great this game was. I mean, the way I found it, it was at Toys R Us. We were already gift shopping, and my dad asked me what do I want from the game section, and he knew that my brother had a PS2, so I'm just like, okay, I have to search in the PS2 section. So the first thing I saw, and immediately I already fell in love with it, even before even playing it, I saw Battle for Bikini Bottom right there on the top shelf. Of course, I was too short to reach it, so someone had to get it for me. And I was so excited to play this game. And my dad had this standing rule, and he had it for many years, that we were able to open one present during Christmas Eve. So obviously, I chose Battle for Bikini Bottom. I already knew how it was wrapped because obviously it was the only one that actually looked like a game box. So immediately playing it, I actually fell in love with the game immediately, because I felt like I was actually Spongebob in Bikini Bottom, and that's what made this game amazing. And also, like, what made me love the game more is when I entered Jellyfish Fields for the first time, and dude, I was just loving every moment with this game. Of course, I ended up finishing this game. I never completed it at the time. I only made it up to the minimal 75 spatulas just to defeat Robot Spongebob. And of course, in every first playthrough of a game, it's always going to be difficult because you're learning how the game works. And, by the end of it, I was pretty much already used to it, for the most part at least. So yeah, I pretty much finished this game within a year. It took me a pretty long time, because like most of my childhood just involved me being grounded, so I really rarely ever had the chance to play this game. I was a very troubled child, I guess. It wasn't until many years later I ended up getting it for the GameCube, an actual physical copy, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I still like enjoyed the game. Like after a few years had passed, I was already like 11 to 12 years old, and I was still playing the game. I was still enjoying it, and yeah, it was a pretty amazing experience. And it also was amazing that the fact that the movie game was very, I guess it was very close to what Battle for Bikini Bottom was, because I remember I had to give away my Battle for Bikini Bottom disc, and I kind of traded it in for the movie game, and it felt really nice because I felt like I was playing the same game, but it was just with a different story. So yeah, for a very long time I took a hiatus from this game, not because I hated it or anything. It was just because, I never really had the chance to play it. And, I found out that I could hack my Wii U to play GameCube games, so I'm just like, what, this is the moment to get this game back. Because I really do miss it, and it never really escaped my mind, because, it was one of my first, if anything, this was probably the first ever video game I owned. So like, a lot of people don't really forget their first video game. So I started getting back to it. I was wondering, like, man, I wonder if there's ever going to be a remake. So I started searching up on YouTube. Then I found Riders DX, and I also found Fred 5107. I think that's what his name was. He was one of the first people to talk about a remake. And I ended up even like discovering Shift. He was like, at the time, well, I mean, he still is the world's best like Battle for Bikini Bottom speedrunner. And I just saw like how he was just playing the game. I'm just like, man, like this game has like a lot of crazy potential, and like it's amazing that people today are still playing it. So like every week after I completed the game for the first time as a freaking 20-year-old guy, I was searching up every week to see if there's any news on a remake. And then later on I eventually heard from Fred 5107. I'm sorry if I don't get your name right. I'm really sorry. So I heard from Fred that basically he made a video saying that they're like pretty much THQ Nordic has like bought the Nickelodeon, I guess, license, so now they are going to bring back a lot of like, I guess, old games from the past that were Nick related. And obviously a lot of people were interested in Battle for Bikini Bottom because that was, okay, let's just face it, that was pretty much the best Nickelodeon game that we had. Of course, this is an obvious fact because if you like go back all the way down to like before the game was even announced, or like the Rehydrated version was even announced, you could see that in most of their posts that they had, like there was a bunch of comments saying to bring back Battle for Bikini Bottom. That was the only game that pretty much ever wanted to be, that's pretty much the only game that anyone ever wanted to have remastered at that point. So I knew by then this game's gonna officially have some sort of remaster announcement, and plus they were giving out a lot of like subtle hints about Spongebob, so it was pretty obvious that they were gonna announce a remake soon. So they did right before E3, and from there, you know, everyone's pretty much kept hyping it up, and well, for good reason. And like it was not a waste of time, because when we first saw how the Rehydrated game was going to look like at Gamescom, it did look amazing. Of course, at the time it was really buggy because it was a pre-alpha version of it, and you know, there's like a lot of bugs that were there. Like immediately you could see, like, you know, the camera angle wasn't right. Just a lot of things were unfinished about Jellyfish Fields, and like you couldn't even get to the second portion because it just took you straight to King Jellyfish. So for a while we didn't really get any news after that. I mean, really the only thing that we got from them was just like a picture for like a Merry Christmas or a Happy New Year type of thing, and it was just like a picture of Sand Mountain and how it's pretty much going to look like. And we weren't really wrong, because I mean, a lot of people thought that was just like a little concept art, but it actually turns out to be like the actual thing. And Shift even decided, oh actually Shift was chosen to test the game, because I'm pretty sure he knows about the game pretty much more than anyone. Like he knows how the game functions, he knows the internals and everything. So he got flown over there, and he basically told us pretty much everything he knew about the game, and basically what he could tell us without getting in trouble. So yeah, and after that we didn't really get much. A lot of people were making videos like asking where this thing is. I kind of gave it patience, because I mean, you know, like I'm pretty sure it takes a very long time to create or remake games like these, so I didn't really like say anything about it. So eventually this game was once again shown off at PAX East. I think I forgot when this happened. I believe this was March or maybe like February. I'm not even sure. I completely forgot. I'm not really good with like that type of memory. But yeah, anyways, more gameplay footage was shown, but behind closed doors. So I guess just like the more, I guess, famous YouTubers, or like, you know, the official reviewers were like literally the only ones that could actually see the newer version. Like the people that were like the people, I guess the public playtest was just like the old pre-alpha from Gamescom. So we weren't really able to see anything, but Riders DX did see a glimpse of it, and he did like, I guess, let us know what was new and everything. Even Beta 64 saw it. So then the official trailer came out, and you know, we were all relieved, because honestly we thought this game was going to be released in 2021 because of how long it was taking them to show us what was going on. So yeah, we thought it was going to be like delayed for a long time, and it even scared us more when this COVID-19 thing started. So like, yeah, we were worried that was going to be delayed until like maybe 2021 or like December of like 2020. So yeah, as time went by, we got more trailers, and of course I did an analysis on pretty much most of them, or like pretty much all the important ones. And yeah, we got the official announcement that this game is going to be released on June 23rd, which is actually next week. So we do have like about, what, 5 to 4 days left before this game is actually like in our hands. So yeah, time has passed. I remember the first live stream I did, it was like, what, 70 some days left, and now we're only down to like 5 to 4 days. It's amazing how much time flies. So the people that we should really thank is honestly the speedrunning community, because if it wasn't for them, like this game would not have, I guess, been revitalized in a way, you know. Just it, like, thanks to like Shift, you know, just this game was kept alive because of all the speedrunners, you know, ever since like 2014 when it really started kicking. And you know, like I saw his like, you know, his first parts and the second parts of the documentary, which they were amazing, by the way. I was a big fan of both videos. And like he told me I needed a little bit more insight on what, like, how this game is getting remastered and like why it is. So now I kind of understand a little bit more. It's because of the speedrunning community. But let's not just look at the speedrunning community. Let's also thank the people on YouTube that actually like did some sort of contribution. Well, actually some major contributions. Like, I mean, Riders DX, for instance, he was very like he was very interested in seeing this game get remastered, and he was like one of those people I believe was responsible for pretty much one of the reasons why we are getting this remaster, which is very amazing. So thank you, Riders DX, and thank you, Shift, and the rest of the speedrunning community for actually keeping this game alive long enough for us to get a remake. And let's also not forget to thank the more smaller YouTubers that have come into YouTube recently to hype up this game and keep the hype going. So yeah, thank you Zachpack, thank you Chester, and thank you Sheriff the Great and the rest of the Rehydrated Relief. And let's not also forget the game developers. So of course everyone knows at this point that Heavy Iron Studios was the one who developed Battle for Bikini Bottom. So let's give them a round of applause for their outstanding performance when it came to this game. They did a very, very good job with Battle for Bikini Bottom. And let's also give a round of applause to Purple Lamp Studios, who are developing the Rehydrated version. And let's give a round of applause to THQ Nordic for allowing this to happen. Without them buying the license, this would have never been possible. So thank you. And finally, let's thank everyone else that I have not mentioned that actually contributed, because, you know, I'm still relatively new to the community, so yeah, if I missed anyone, I'm so sorry. But anyways, let's get on with the rest of the video. I did, make this little kind of montage thing, just basically as a thank you for Heavy Iron Studios on making such a wonderful game that has pleased us for the past 17 years. Please enjoy. Thank you.